In this episode, I'm going to tell you the one thing that I did to get from being this fat ass version of myself into getting into the best shape of my life. Why I did it, how I did it, and why most people fail with their fitness goals. What's up, Pepper? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing, Gary?
I'm alright. I got a cut on my nose. I don't know if you noticed it. I was I was playing this game, and then I flew across the stage. We were playing this improv comedy game, and then I had to act out a scene, and I flew across the stage, and I hit my nose on a chair. I think I jumped too far. Anyways, besides that, I'm doing good.
Now I'm looking at the photos I'm having here about the change in your body shape. You did make some real changes. Like, I see your big belly turn into six-pack. Like, how did you do that?
Yeah. At the time, I didn't even realize how big I've gotten. Okay, to be fair, that photo was probably after I ate a buffet.
Okay.
And then the other photos are like right after I worked out. So usually right after you work out, your muscles are going to be bigger. So I do look better in those later photos, as you guys can see on the screen. But yeah, I just decided that I needed to improve my body. It's been one of my goals for a while to get to like 15% body fat. Like I see a lot of YouTube videos that say once you get to 15% body fat, you can start seeing a six-pack, right? And that's something that I've always wanted to have in my life for narcissistic, self-absorbed reasons. It's just something that I've always wanted, and I've had it as my New Year's resolution for 2 years in a row to get to 15% body fat, but I just never did it. I didn't take it seriously enough. And then this year in December, I'm like, fuck, I gotta stop being a little bitch and just go after it. Because I can't have 2 years in a row where I say, okay, I want this as my New Year's resolution, but I don't do it. I felt like this was the year, so I had to start taking it seriously. So it started from committing to the goal, and then like the steps, the physical steps came after that. But to answer your question, the one thing that I did was like I committed to it. And then
so after 2 years, you finally decide to commit to it.
Well, I knew that I always wanted it. I thought if I just worked out, I tried to eat healthy, don't go for the unhealthy stuff, I would naturally just get a six-pack. But then it didn't work out like that, because you know when I was that fat ass in that photo, like I was still working out 5-6 times a week and pretty hard. But
what's the difference?
I was overeating. The difference between that photo and the last photo is that I started tracking my calories more. I started taking nutrition more seriously. In the first photo, I just ate whatever I wanted to. I say, oh, this is healthy. I'm eating fruits. But fruits is just a lot of sugar.
Yeah, a lot
right?
of sugar in it.
Yeah, so I started counting calories. I think that was the biggest thing. I started weighing myself more. I started eating protein more. And I even started using ChatGPT as my fitness coach, because it could help me keep track of all my workouts and all the foods that I'm eating, and I just needed to eat under a certain amount of calories. What I was doing before wasn't, like, I thought it was helping, but I was kind of lying to myself. Eventually, what I needed to do was, like, just take this goal more seriously and then start tracking calories, and then keeping to the plan.
Can you be honest about how long you haven't eat any carb?
Yeah, I'll be honest. Getting a six-pack is easy. You just have to sacrifice your social life, all your joy, and most of the carbs. That's the biggest that's the biggest sacrifice. but eventually you get used to it. You balance things out. There are ways to manage it, right? So I'm not someone that likes drinking that much to begin with, so I'm not like concerned about, oh, I can't drink beer, right? It just is a little bit inconvenient when you have friends and they invite you to like a bar and you don't drink with them, and they're like, oh, what the fuck, yeah, why don't you drink, you fucking killjoy, you're killing all the fun. But I found that there's certain strategies, right? So if I do want to drink, if everyone's doing a cheers, I might get a vodka soda, which is like 90 calories, right? And then I only have one drink, right? Or if I'm going to like a friend's birthday dinner and like there's not many healthy options, I might just eat half amount of the rice, and I just order protein. So yes, there's been a lot of lifestyle adjustments, but I did spend a lot of time eating alone, eating chicken breast and salad at home in order to get to
This
my
sounds
current.
really sad though.
But like I think my attitude towards food has totally changed. And I think like most people view food as some type of entertainment. And I met this Korean fitness instructor who's really fit and has like a really good physique. And she's like, I only view food as some type of tool, right? So this Korean girl was like a former bodybuilder. She views food as tools for the body, its nourishment. And I think my attitude has shifted a little bit towards that. I feel like modern food is like so highly addictive and it can like really slow down the body. We have all these processed foods that are highly addictive, high in sugar, high in salt, and it's not necessarily good for you. And it's so deep into our programming that it's like it's weird if I'm walking down the street and I'm eating a freaking cucumber or a carrot, right? But it's not weird if I'm walking down the street and I'm eating like fried high sodium potato chips. Like that's more commonly accepted, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like my attitude towards food has changes. I see food as tools for the body so I can do the things that I want in this world. Yeah, I guess I'm not a foodie anymore, even though I really enjoy dumplings. I would say that's the number one thing I miss. It's like
Yeah,
eating like 30 shuijiao, eating 30 dumplings.
that's pretty ironic. As much as your name is Little Dragon Bun, you don't get any dumplings anymore.
Yeah, so if I'm going to like a Chinese restaurant, instead of like ordering like 30 dumplings, I'll order like 5 if possible. So I can still stay human, right? I haven't totally stopped eating high carb foods. Like there's balance. I just need to stay under my calorie goals. So I need a certain amount of protein and I need a certain amount of calories.
You just need 5 dumplings to remind you of the taste. That's enough. And then you
Yeah,
can keep
sometimes
on.
sometimes it's better to not have any because you start to see what's possible with food again, and I rather just not. I can find a level of satisfaction where I'm just eating like eggs and chicken and steak and salad and steamed vegetables. It's like minimalism, right? Like being satisfied with less stimulation. Just like being satisfied with being bored and not looking at TikTok video. Because
Yeah.
it's like, why do I need to be watching TV all the time? Why can't I just relax and read a book? I feel like there's some parallels there when we're talking about high nutrient information and high nutrient food, right? Because TikTok videos, for example, can be very low nutrition for the mind, right? And same thing with food. So we're talking about mental diet and like food diet, and I think both are important.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that too. I feel like we shouldn't like take much pleasure in eating. That's kind of dangerous thing to do. Like if you depend all your life pleasure on eating, especially when people nowadays they work a lot, right?
Yeah.
Like what they want to do after a long day, they just want a nice meal. It could be dangerous if you rely that kind of binge eating out with friends for fun. Yeah.
Do you think in modern culture a lot of people use food to release stress?
I used to be one, and I think many people still are doing that.
I definitely could see that because I used to do that too, and I still do that. I used to order pizza at like 2 a.m. after I did some work. I'm like, oh, I did this work. I should congratulate myself. I should reward myself. Look at all the work that I did, and then let me order 1,500 calories, right? And I just bury my head in the sand. I don't realize that it's 1,500 calories. Maybe if I realized it was 1,500 calories, I wouldn't have ordered that, right? But I feel like a lot of people have a lot of stress in their life, and this is one way that they cope with it.
Yeah, I feel like they're being overworking and they had too much stress, and they feel like they owe it to themselves. They need to give some kinds of compensation to themselves after they finish all their kinds of tedious work.
Agreed.
Yeah, so, but apart from not having too much free time on their hand right now, what are the things that you think that could stop people from achieving certain fitness goals? Like a lot of people, they're saying, I want a six pack in their New Year resolution on their bucket list, but they never get to it. Like, what kind of reason you think that's stopping them from getting a six pack or ideal body shape?
Well, most people, they just don't want it enough. They care about the other simple pleasures more. They care more about hanging out at the bar, having Long Island iced teas or mimosas with their friends on the weekend, right? They can't, once they get to the bar, they can't control themselves. Or after they work out, they're like, hey, I worked out hard today. I burned 300 calories. Let me order this pizza, which is 1,000 calories. And they think that they're making progress, but they're actually not.
So the effort is going to waste.
Yeah. I do CrossFit, and among my CrossFit friends, these are structured classes with weightlifting and cardio. And a lot of my friends in CrossFit work out like 5 times a week, 6 times a week, and we're working ourselves very hard in these workouts where we're gasping for air, lying on the floor out of exhaustion at the end of these workouts. And you would think that we're getting into better shape. Yes, but aesthetically, you don't see people look better. You actually see people getting fatter. Now, are they more fit even though they have this fat around their belly? That's debatable. That's up to your definition of fit.
Is it because they work out every day and they have the cheat meal every day?
Yeah, that's exactly it. Now, maybe their fitness goal isn't necessarily to look better because there's fitness for performance and there's fitness for aesthetics. That's why there's bodybuilding and then there's performance strength and conditioning, right? So like for like 举重 weightlifting, like professional Olympic 举重, they don't care about how they look, right? So some of the Olympic weightlifting athletes are really fat, right? So maybe they don't care, right? But I know I have friends who do CrossFit. They actually care about how they look. They want to be skinny, but they are getting fatter and fatter because they haven't taken care of their diet. So to answer your question, like why some people they don't reach their goals is because there's too many temptations along the way. And that's who I was before. I said I want a six-pack, I want to be lean, I want to be 15% body fat. But I wasn't willing to give up the food. And it took a commitment for myself. I told myself, I gotta stop fucking around. I gotta stop being a little bitch. Stop saying that I want to be 15% body fat, but not be willing to do the things that will take me there, right? How bad do I want to do it? And then what do I got to do in order to do it, right? And people need to be realistic to themselves.
Yeah, so the conclusion is like just after workout, we just need protein and bananas, probably.
Protein and bananas. Why
Yeah,
bananas?
because you see those coaches and the bodybuilders, they always big on having bananas like before the workout.
But bananas are a good carb. Bananas are a good carb that it's a simple carbohydrate and it can get you some energy for your lifts, right? So it's a
Yeah,
good pre-workout.
yeah. I feel like coaches I met before, they always had bananas around them. I don't know why.
Oh, I live in Thailand, so we have a lot of bananas and it's cheap. So sometimes we do have bananas at the gym before we work out. It's a good pre-workout. It's not it's a good carb. It's a healthy carb.
As much as I want to keep talking about bananas, I have another question. Like I've always had this question that I'm really curious about. Like you see those in those movies, like when the main characters were about to do something big, making a major life change, they always start with building a workout routine. Like they start running every day after day. Like apart from working hard on their project or something. Why it always seems like when people they are trying to make major life change, they always start with improve their fitness level.
Rocky montage. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. And then there's like a montage of them eating like raw eggs and then
Yeah.
like running on the highway in the rain. Is that what you mean?
Yeah. I feel like there's
Yeah,
more reason to do it. Apart from like getting your
I feel
into a
like
higher energy level.
it gets you sharp. I feel like just like having a clean room is conducive to having a clean mind. I feel like our bodies are vessels to what we do in this world. So having a fit body is a capable body to help you achieve goals, right? So if you're fat, overweight, have breathing issues, like it's gonna make everything harder, right? Our bodies are our vessels for completing things in this world. So like we need the machine to be running well, right? If we do maintenance on the machine is gonna perform better. That makes sense. So yeah, cleaning your room, you're gonna have a cleaner mind. Cleaning your body up, your body's gonna perform better. You're gonna be able to achieve your goals better.
Yeah. It also gives you a sense of control and sense of accomplishment, right?
Yeah, it creates some momentum. And I'll share this about my fitness journey is like I'm a big believer in manifestation, so I have a vision board of like different things I want to achieve. And and I and I chose something to focus on that's the easiest thing to achieve. So in this case, I wanted to focus on fitness first because it's like the lower hanging fruit. Like I already know what I should be doing, right? Deep inside, a lot of the times we know exactly what we should be doing in order to improve our lives. So by starting at something that's easier to do, you gain some momentum. Right? You gain some confidence. You gain some good feelings, right? Some good vibes. Like, oh shit, I can see some noticeable progress. And now I feel more confident to pursue my other goals. So by doing something that's very controllable, it gives you some momentum and it helps you with other stuff.
Yeah. So then you will become unstoppable once you build out these little habits.
Yeah, definitely. So like, how about you, Pepper? Like, have you been? I know you talked to me a little bit off camera about improving your fitness. Like, do you want to talk about that? Like, why you want to improve your fitness and what's your
Yeah.
plan?
So I recently just got back to my workout routine. I work out on and off. I work out once every a few months.
Yeah. Wow.
And
Once
yeah.
every few months. That's better than nothing.
Yeah, so I haven't really been working out during the winter season, like during the winter you don't really want to move. Just want to
Really?
stay
You
in
just
bed.
want to like lie in your bay wall and like cocoon yourself?
Yeah, that's the best place to stay during winter. In Chengdu, it's cold in winter though. It's
Yeah.
not like Bangkok. You don't have any excuse to like
Uh-huh.
being lazy if you don't want to do the workout. So I was reflecting on my workout habits. Growing up, I haven't really taken initiative to work out like on my free time. My workout was arranged by school, which I appreciated because during school I get to learn a wide range of physical
Oh, that was
activities.
like freaking 10 years ago. So you haven't really taken care
No,
of your fitness since what? High school?
in university you still got to do certain level
Oh,
of physical activities.
oh,
Like
you had to
still,
take you
yeah,
had to
yeah,
take
elective,
fitness classes in uni?
yeah, elective course.
Uh-huh.
So we are still managed by PE teacher, but ever since I graduated from university, nobody's on your ass anymore. Like,
No one's on your
yeah.
ass anymore. Interesting word choice.
Mhm.
Good, but that I like that phrase. So recently, like, what's prompted you to make a lifestyle change?
Because I'm a kind of a stand-up comedian right now, so
Hmm.
um I want to have better performance. I want to feel more energetic when I'm entering the stage. So working out certainly will helps to elevate my energy level. And usually, yeah. So I think it helps, and also helps with how I talk to. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, it increase my lung capacity, which I don't
Hmm.
really have much. Yeah.
So that's interesting because you mentioned lung capacity, right?
Mm.
And performing on stage and having low energy. Since you've started working out, have you noticed any changes in lung capacity and like energy? And what type of workouts have you been doing to try to help with that?
So I feel
Yeah.
like it's easier to talk loudly and confidently. Before, my voice is just pretty low, so people really can't hear me from in the back seats. So right now, I feel like
The
I'm
back
getting
of
better.
the back of the
Yeah,
comedy club, right?
yeah, the comedy club. Right now, I feel like I'm more comfortable talking on the stage.
Yeah.
Easier for me to like speaking louderly. And
Uh-huh.
then as for the type of workout I do strength and conditioning. The Chinese name is 功能性训练. It's a great way to elevate your energy
So what
level.
are some exercises that you do just so that I understand? Strength and
Mm.
conditioning is very broad for me.
It includes self self weight training. Is there a
Okay.
word for it?
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
self
Body
weights
weight.
and
It's just called body training. So like what are you doing? Like push-ups, squats, or what are you doing?
yeah, usually start with stretch first, and
Uh-huh.
then you do a few repetition of like
Yeah.
squats and jump and plank or something, and then it just like have a variety of things that combine together. It keeps you away from getting bored. So I feel like it's a workout for me. After stretch, weight
Stretch is a
training.
workout for you?
It is for
I
someone who
guess when you
hasn't
don't
been
I
working out
guess
for
when you
months.
don't work out for that long, everything becomes a workout. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Even you just like stand up and going
Standing up
outdoor.
is a workout?
Yeah, standing up, going outdoor, close the door, touch the grass is a workout.
That's why you don't leave in the wintertime. That's why you don't leave your place. Damn, I'm happy for you that you're changing your life.
Yeah.
So like this goes back to my point earlier. Like if you have a fitter body, you're going to be able to complete regular tasks better, right?
Yeah. It's just easier for you to do things like higher efficiency.
Yeah, and I start to see the connection between fitness and like communication now, right? Because
Mm.
if people can't hear you, you're not getting the message across well enough. Like you could have the best point
Mm.
in the
Yeah.
room, but if people can't hear you, it doesn't matter at all. So if fitness can help you articulate better, project your voice better, then it's definitely worthwhile. For me, myself personally, getting into better shape, the reason wasn't for like vocal projection, right? I just
Mm.
wanted to fucking look sexier. And yo, being a Wang Hong, requires a good body image too, right? So like if you improve your body image, then I can do my 高级词汇系列. And then I'll be more willing to take off my shirt and do an erotic dance.
Yeah.
So like
English teacher goes stripping.
Yo, that's a niche. That's a good idea. Like that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna if you guys are watching this far into the video, don't forget to hit like. But also I'm gonna review as a reward for staying this long in this video. I'm gonna tell you I'm gonna film a video with my new six-pack where I'm a teacher and I get excited by my students' word choices and I'm like, wow, that's a great word. Let me take it off. And then yeah, I think we're gonna test that video, see how it is. But hey, sex sells, right? If you have a good-looking body, like you might be able to hold someone's attention longer.
So is six-pack your end of journey, or do you have more goals to hit? Like how big of muscles do you want?
Well, now that I'm slimmer, like I think I look better. I want to develop my shoulders a little bit more, like have like more muscles here and just experiment with different looks to see like what's the ideal body shape for me. And I don't know what gets people's attention on social media more. So it's like getting a new toy, right? Your body is a tool. You want to see like how people react to it. Does a certain body shape get more engagement on social media? I'm not saying like I need to have a six-pack or I need to stay lean. If I can get bigger, like I don't know. I see it as a tool for social media, to be honest, and for my love life too. So I don't know. I'm not particularly loyal to a specific body type, but I know that like there's different preferences across different cultures in terms of physique, right? In Asia, I noticed that like Asian girls, they like slimmer guys, right? If you can look at the celebrities, the sex icons of Asia,
K-pop stars. Yeah.
the K-pop stars, right? What type of physiques do they have? I'm like, okay, so if these people get a lot of attention, why don't I copy their formula? Look at my fucking hair. It doesn't look the same as before, right? I'm like, okay, these are the men that are getting people's attention on social media. So like, okay, let me adjust my hair to look like them. And okay, I'm noticing more people are looking at me when I'm walking in the mall now because of this hairstyle, right? And I think it's a big difference. So like I'm not loyal to a particular look. I'm just like a marketer. I notice trends, right?
Yeah, I feel like taking your clothes off with your nice body shape right now, it's gonna get you traffic, of course. And I think I've been seeing you like making these changes, and I feel like it's quite inspiring. Yeah, I feel like.
Do you think that's influenced you in some way?
Yeah, it influenced me in some way, like pick up my workout routine again. So I feel like it's really inspiring.
Yeah.
Just
And what do you think? Do you have a particular body shape that you like in men? Like in the West, they're like much bigger, right? You don't have a particular.
That question equals what's your type. I have this joke where I complain about being asked too often about what's your type. This question when it comes to what type of guys you like. I don't really have a specific type anymore, and I got tired.
Are you gonna tell us a joke, or are you gonna tell us a joke, or are you just gonna say you have a joke?
No, I'm not gonna tell the joke.
Then why would you even mention it, Pepper?
Just give you a little bit context.
You just said that for yourself, and me and everyone, all 100 people watching this podcast are gonna be like, why did she mention it if she's not gonna say it?
Just saying I have no type, and I got tired of being asked this question, but like same question for you.
Well, we're talking about body types here, are we not?
It's very personal.
It's very inappropriate.
It's very personal, okay?
Pepper likes 500-pound men.
No.
That are bald and
I got no type.
So So do you have no type, or are you not answering because you're saying it's too personal? Which one is it?
Both. It's kind of too personal, and second, right now I don't really have a very specific definition of what type. Yeah, it depends on how I see this person, how I connect with the person.
That was an answer, but not an answer. But it's like it's too personal, and then you proceed to give us details. Okay, I don't know what to think. I'll share my type. I like girls that are firm. I don't care if they're skinny. They just can't look malnourished, right? Sometimes I see these girls and their legs are like chopsticks, and I'm scared if I'm walking with them and their leg suddenly snaps in half, right? Or if the wind blows and they fly away. On the other side, I don't like loose fat, right? If I do this to their arm and it jiggles, that's a turn off for me, right? So I just like firmness and not excess fat. Yeah, for me.
Do you turn off by yourself though? It just jiggled.
I'm not trying to bang myself.
In terms of body shape, and I heard something from the Chinese internet. They say something like 过度健身吸引同性. Like if you're obsessed with bodybuilding, it's gonna get you attracted to gay men. Like, do you think it's true? Because as a woman, I don't really like really jacked guy.
I think women are less focused on the physical aspect, and this is like instinct. This is like evolutionary instinct, I think. Because they need to see the character of the guy, the abilities of the guy. Can he go fishing and bring back a huge piece of salmon? Is he intelligent? Right? Whereas men are more focused on the physical. Can this woman bear my child? Right? Does she have the hip ratio? Is her hair long? Right? Hair is like indicator of health. Right? Does she have long hair? So men, including gay guys, are just more focused on the physical. So when a woman sees a guy who's like way too obsessed with their looks, it can be a turnoff, because that might subconsciously signal that they're too obsessive about something that's not that important, and they should be focused on other things, right? Not all girls are like this, but there's more girls who think like this. So gay guys are still guys, and they're more dictated. They're more, for lack of a better term, they're more driven. That's a better word, by their by appearance. So I can't relate to a gay guy because I'm not, but I assume that we have this common thing. So yeah, I don't know. Like, I think appearance as a straight guy is still super important, obviously, because you can see it on social media, but it's not to the same degree as it is for women.
Yeah. So women are just more
personality. I love his personality. That's why I love him. I don't need a good-looking guy. He loves me, and he treats me like I'm the most special girl in the world. That's what I care about. Oh yeah, and the money.
Okay. Gary's sister, is that who I was talking to?
Yes. Anyways, I think that's pretty good for today, right? I think I'm tired. I gotta eat something. I gotta get my protein shake in and some chicken breast. I'm kidding. I don't think I'm eating chicken breast today. I'm gonna go cook myself some steak and eggs. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you guys like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. I teach English lessons. If you need help with improving your English, charismatic speaking, charismatic output in English, I'll leave the link below. Hope you guys enjoy this. For Pepper and I, thank you for watching.
See you next time.